Hey guys, welcome back to the Horde. Looks like we got some weather blowing in, so I gotta kick it up a little bit. I got a bunch of stuff that really needs to be put away. So about 11:40, 23.6 centigrade, 68% humidity. Now my batteries are still charging, the old Energizer in the back. It is 7:14 Tuesday, 75.3 degrees Celsius. What am I up to today? Well, I wanted to show you guys something, and some of you might make use of this, some of you may not. Part of getting a bike running, any unknown bike, if you want to get it running, obviously you need spark. You have to have spark. Where's the spark going to come from? I showed you guys how to build the portable CDI box, which is not up here. It's down in the other garage, so I can't show it to you. But and for that, it is self-powered. It's got 12 volts on board, and quite literally, the only thing it needs from the engine is a pulse from the pulse generator to tell the CDI box where to fire, right? Everything is self-contained. The power, the coil, the CDI box, on-off switch, batteries, which is the power, right? So all it needs is literally a pulse, and that box will fire. And if you're stupid and it fires on you, it puts out quite a jolt. So the next iteration of it is, or was, that I discovered that these bikes are very much the same, whether you're looking at a dirt bike, a pit bike, or like a Honda 200S. There it is, the 200S. So then I started to think, what if, rather than work on something with a chewed up harness, and what's got a chewed up harness here, like this guy, right? What happens if you walk up and you see something like that? You know how long it would take to dope through all those wires to figure out if the bike's going to start or not? And you could be fooling around with that for a day, right? So from there I said, what happens if there's a shortcut? What happens if there's something easy I could do? And from there it came from, well, ground is just hooking to the bike, black or black red, depending on the bike you're looking at. That comes off the stator. So let's say I have a harness, and all I have to do is hook to ground, hook to the stator, and hook to the pulse generator, and obviously clip on the spark plug wire, and all is good. From there I built a wire harness, and it worked out, and I was all happy with that. Then I was kind of doing what I do all night long. I was going through eBay, and I ran across, I'm not sure who this company is, but this was eBay, right? I think there's a 1-800 number here somewhere, phone number 1-800. And for less than $17, they send you a bag with all the stuff in it. And this comes from China. So I bought two, so the other half are still in here. And if you stop and see what they send you, for $17, they send you the coil. Right, all in nice, pretty little bags. They send you the on and off switch, right? Push button to turn it off. They send you a CDI unit, and they send you a wire harness. And you say, well, big deal. Oh, by the way, here's the search I used to get it. Wiring harness, and then there should be a comment. Kill switch, then there should be another comment, but there isn't. Ignition coil should be yet another comment. CDI should be a comment there. Then it says for 50 to 160 SSR, Trump Star, and then there should probably be a comma, pit bike. They didn't put commas in it. They're from China. It was less than 17 bucks, and it took a week to get to me. Sometimes stuff from China could take as long as a month. This only took a week, which was really, really quick. So, we got the CDI. We got the pulsar. We have the on-off. And then what else do we have? Well, I got this Harbor Freight crap. So I got a red wire and I got a green wire and I cut them in half. That's the extra half of the green. Don't need it. One of the red wires I hooked up to the blue-white, and this eventually is going to go to one side of the pulsar. This green wire, I put a plug in, female, and eventually this is going to go to the pulsar also. So 2 wires to the pulsar. This green is going to go to the case. And this is going to hook right to the stator. So suddenly, when you take a look at this, right, we have ground, and ground will always be the engine case. So just hook it right up to the engine case. Got another ground, right, and that hooks up to one side of the CDI, and then the blue and white, right, and it gradually comes down here, hooks up to the other side of the CDI. Remember, this is already hooked to the case, right? So that's one side of the stator, and this hooks to the other side of the stator. So now all I need to do is into these 2 wires, I got to take and plug my ignition coil into, real hard, and into this. I got to just plug this into. And about the on and off switch. If you want to use the on and off switch to turn the bike on and off, you should plug it in. For me, I always start out by not including it. Why don't I include it? What happens if they sent you a bad on and off switch? I mean, it plugs right in here, piece of cake. I can plug it in anytime. I just as soon get the bike started and turn it off with the choker if I have to, or disconnect this from the stator if I got to turn it off. That's just me. So, for a measly 17 bucks, you can have the whole shooting match. Right? Makes life so easy. You even have the on and off switch. And if I did kind of a wire wrap and crimp on this. I personally would probably make sure it's hooked up really well, then hit it with liquid tape to make sure it's sealed really good. If I were doing this permanently, right, I would recommend putting the right connectors on it. And unfortunately this box does not contain the right connectors, but I would probably put the right connectors on it, you know, and actually hook these up right. That's actually a proper connector for one side of the pulsar. But I would put the right connectors on these, hook it up properly, you know, put this black, I don't know, vinyl sleeve on it, let's call it that, and and mount it to the bike, and then you're all set. Whenever I buy this kind of stuff, it's $17. What's the difference between 17 and 2 times 17, 34? It's actually like 1650. So 2 times 1650 is what? 33. What's the difference between 1650 and 33? Not enough to worry about. I normally buy double, so I have another whole one just in case there's any kind of issue. I also have a whole one just in case I want to try it somewhere else. And just in case they slip me a bad CDI or a bad coil, I could swap and say, oh, there's my problem, right? I don't have to wait for another one to come from China, and I can instantly tell them, yo, I can call that 800 number and say, yo, I bought 2 from you. You included a bad CDI or a bad pulsar, and I can prove it because I used the spare one and it was good, and everything works. So send me yet another CDI or pulsar. Quality of this China stuff. Variable. Let's use that word. Let's use the word variable. You could buy some of the China stuff, and some of the China stuff is good. Really, really good. Some of the China stuff, excuse the expression, sucks. Works once. I bought, and it's really like, I think in the entire horde, I mean, look at all the crap just up here, right? In the entire horde, in the entire history of the horde, I think I've had 2 bad CDIs. One of them came with a box of stuff, and it was a bad CDI, and it also had a bad stator coil. And it was from a guy who took 2 200S's in parts and created one 200S that theoretically ran. And I don't know if he did something stupid to them or what exactly transpired, but in that box there was a bad CDI unit, and it was an OEM. Was it Schumacher or whatever it is? It was no good. The other bad CDI came with a China bike, and it was molten. It was cracked. I think it got pressed up against the exhaust and overheated and cracked. So, is that a bad CDI or is that stupidity? Anyway, I ordered 2 CDIs, and they were China CDIs because it was a China bike. It was a China quad, and I slammed them on there. Slammed one of them on there. The one I slammed on there ran for like the day. I beat the bike around on it. It was great. Ran for the day. When I went to restart it, it wouldn't restart. So I went through all my wiring and all and said, did I do something stupid here? And I couldn't find anything wrong with it. So I happened to have a spare CDI unit, and I slammed that on there, and bike fired right up. Didn't even go around once. It was like, boom. I'm like, oh man, I got a bad one. So I don't know why it went bad. It was outside. It was humid. I doubt it was static electricity. I'm not sure what killed it, but something killed it, right? Hence, always good to, when you're ordering the stuff, especially the China stuff, do yourself a favor, order a spare one. Now that I built this in front of you, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to, get the foam out of there and slide this on, and I'm going to slide this on, right? It's even color coded, which makes it easy. I'm going to put the little wrapper around there, right? I'm going to take it down to the lower garage, and I'm going to use it to fire up the 200 X with the 200S motor on it. I'm just going to fire it up for just to show you guys that it works. All right, I hope you guys have found this video helpful. Let me know, please. Let me know if you have any other comments. Obviously, I do enjoy the input. Guys, please keep your feet down. Keep your head up. Make sure you get out there and enjoy all your days. Thanks for watching and commenting and subscribing, and please continue to do all the above. I'm a little behind on my comments again. I was catching up and then I fell behind again. Sorry about that. Time isn't always with me, so I'll try to catch up again, and do know that I do read all your comments, so please keep commenting, and we'll be back on the air again soon. Thanks now. Bye.